Hey. I was just sitting here thinking, well, I've just mixed up my Shilajit and Lion's Mane Good for the Brain powder ready to drink. It's a little bit hot. And I was thinking, what am I actually grateful for yesterday? So I do a grateful journal, but I didn't actually write it yesterday. So I thought I'd share it with you. What am I grateful for from yesterday? So I was really grateful for the rain for some reason. When I looked out of the window and I just saw all that rain pouring down, it made me feel almost nostalgic in a way, but it made me feel kind of, I can't think of the word, it made me feel like everything was being almost fertilized. I know rain doesn't fertilize literally, but it does help things to grow and ferment and all of that. And I could just see all the lushness of the water going into the ground, and then I could just visualize everything soaking up that water to help it. So I was grateful for the rain, really. I was also grateful for my car, because although I like the rain and I don't mind standing out in it, where I was going, I didn't want to sit and be wet. So I was grateful for having my car. And then grateful to be able to see people's relatives that have passed over around them. I get this so much. You know, when you go into a cafe or you're walking down the street or even pulling up in the car park, there was a lady in the car next to me. She was the driver. She was human and alive. And then I looked back and I could see somebody sitting next to her. And anyway, as I walked round, she came out of the car. And I said, is that your mum with you? I don't know why I said it. I just said it. Is that your mum? And she went, no. She says, I'm on my own. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I says, I was just going to say how alike you are. And I just kind of made that up because I didn't know what to say. And she says, my mother passed about 6 weeks ago. So we had a little conversation about her mum. I didn't say I'm a psychic medium. That would be my next step. But I did say that if she was here, I bet this and I bet that. So if you're ever having a conversation with me and I say something like, if she was here or he was here, I bet they'd like you doing this, or I bet they'd like you doing that. And she said yes. She said she would. I said she would have loved to have come shopping with you, and she said yes. We used to go shopping together. What a lovely memory. So I was grateful that the universe let me see that lady's loved one by her side, and gave me the ability to be able to speak to her. And I'm also grateful for the coffee shop, because I do sit in there 3 hours sometimes. So Starbucks and Costa, and the place that I go, thank you so much. Sometimes I just sit with one drink, a huge drink, and there's a winter warmer or a winter berry or something tea at the moment in Starbucks. Oh, it is so delicious. So I can recommend that if you don't fancy coffee one day. So I'm grateful that I'm able to sit there for all that time, get stuck into my work. And people say to me, don't you, aren't you spending too much on coffee and things like that? Well, usually I have one drink, and I think of it as my office. So if I was to rent an office or rent an office space, it would cost me so much more. So I'm grateful for that also. And you don't always want to sit at home on your own. Sometimes you need to be with other people, not necessarily talking to them, but just energy-wise. When it takes you out of yourself, doesn't it? Gives you inspiration and opens up the world for you. So quite a few things there that I was grateful for. And I'd been fancying chips. I never eat chips. I don't eat chips. I don't eat chips cooked in fat. I never go to the chip shop. Never, ever. And I thought, oh my God, I keep fancying chips. And then I fancied vinegar. So I bought some vinegar, and I bought sweet potato, and I did them in the air fryer. I smothered them in vinegar last night and soy sauce. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I can have my version of chips. So what are you grateful for today? Let me know in the comments.